Today I'm going to be in Sarria. Now, 3 years ago I walked the Camino from Sarria onto Santiago. It's only 113 kilometers. A lot of people do that the first time just to see if they like it. It's not really a full Camino experience because the last 4 weeks now I've had the experience of some really difficult climbs which you don't have from Sarria onward. I made a lot of good friends who I keep seeing over and over who show up at the right times. You don't really get the chance in that 5 to 7 days from Sarria to Santiago to do that. Anyway, I'm going to be on the way to Sarria. Good morning. We're in Triacastela, 18 kilometers to Sarria. Sarria was my starting point 3 years ago. I did the last 100K. We're in Sarria. It's very early in the morning. They have groups of pilgrims getting off to start the Camino here, so it's cold enough to see your breath, but we're on our way. We're down kind of in the home stretch, so we want to get there early and relax. Other hikers coming this way. Sun is trying to rise. Entering the first village. Nothing's open. I'm not even sure there's anything here or anyone here. Cool looking little town. I don't see anything where I don't think they have any albergues or bars or anything, just probably some locals who tend the land. That's kind of the nature of this particular walk today. It's a lot of hamlets with no real services for pilgrims. Nobody really wants services along here except maybe something to drink and eat occasionally. Stingy Nomad says these inclines are like 2 out of 5, which they are if you start there. But after that long walk yesterday, they feel like the Pyrenees. My body's not digging it. That little climb through the woods was kind of rough for me, and it wasn't that much of a climb, but my body's sacking out, you know. How do we look? A little better lighting on this side. Want to do that again? That climb... Oh, sorry. Well, we're in the tiny village of Saint-Gilles. Not much to see here. No services, as it says in the guidebook. I'm eating some of my peanuts. They say there might be a cafe over the hill. Never fucking fails. Let's do it again. Not really mountains at this point. At this point, just kind of rolling Spanish hills. Buen Camino. Alright, well, we've gotten off the main road and into the forest. Guy behind me was talking on his phone really loud. I met that guy in Leon, and every time I see him, he's talking on his phone so loud it echoes down the valley. But maybe he's gonna stop and listen like we are. Just a second. Well, I will call bullshit. Just because it says it's 2 out of 5, these are still pretty steep trails. They're not as long as the other ones, but they're steep. One false move can send you tumbling down the mountain. I'm making a false move now by not using these because I'm holding the camera. Coming into a village, places like this get my hopes up, but I swear I can't get away from this guy. Maybe we'll get someplace to eat. Well, here we are on the western edge of Bonton. You can see the sign back here. I held out hope that there might be somebody with a coffee shop. That's why I didn't stop back there. Anyway, we were very blessed. There's a little way station here. It's all donativo, just some food and good stuff there. It's kind of like the one we experienced out in the wilderness a few days ago. Last Saturday, as a matter of fact. All right, how about yourself?
I'm going to make it, I think.
I think so, too. If you made it this far, there's really nothing after Sarria that'll challenge you. And this is table guest. I understand he's the father of most of the cats around here. I stayed too long. We gotta go. This is the Laberinto de Samos, or the Samos Labyrinth. My friend Jonas, who you've met on a previous video, was telling me about the significance of the labyrinth being like symbolic of the path, the crooked path you have to follow to enlightenment. I should be on my way, but I want to sit here and meditate a little bit. I don't know if that's Sarria or not. That'd be about right. That's about 9-10 kilometers away. One, two, three. So I see this car pull up here down at the base of this thing. And I got this gentleman behind me, so it makes me wonder if I'm being set up for an ambush like in a movie. Here's the Camino. Little stream there, so we have to go over this way. Feels like we're a little bit like we're in Ireland now, doesn't it? Yeah. We were just talking about Ireland.
You know, that's another place I want to do. I want to do some trekking through all the Ireland.
2 kilometers out. That's all.
22.2. Their English is very minimal.
I talked. And here we are in Sarria. Now, I have only seen a little tiny piece of Sarria from 3 years ago, because I came in on the train. Now we're coming into Sarria. It's slowing down, so we're going to start from here. 3 years ago, I started in Sarria, went to Santiago, thinking I was all that because I walked a little piece of the Camino. It already feels like I belong here. I love it. My life I look back at my life and I see how all the pieces fell into place to get me right here, right now, at this moment. This time I realized I wasn't all that, and I'm not even all that now. It's a good-sized city, but it felt like just a little village when I was here the first time because it was nighttime. So we're climbing through the city tomorrow, and I'm climbing through it now as if I hadn't had enough climbing today. So the Church of Sarria is right here, at the top of this hill. Over here is a nice sign announcing that we are in Sarria. A couple friends of mine actually are going on to the other town. And there's a nice statue of Jesus on the cross. And then beyond, we can see the hillsides and landscapes from which we came. It's a big place, and it's got this history going on here. It's just odd to me that all I saw was this little piece of it at night and thought, oh, I'm in some tiny village. This is weird. Where am I going? I've got to figure out where I'm going. Now I'm going to go around this monastery real quick, have a good look at it. Kind of lost in Sarria, and I dig it. Here we are up on the monastery looking down at the city. No, it is not a small town at all. Somewhere over to your left is where I first joined the Camino 3 years ago. I have one phone with my map and the other phone taking video. We're going down this hill. We've got to find that spot we were at. I know the camera's been a little shaky, and I know this probably won't matter to anybody but me, but I don't know, it's just kind of important to me to revisit the spot. This is kind of looking familiar, not the woman painted on the side of the building, but the street before me. Yes, I know where I am now because, and we came down there, there's La Casona de Sarria, and then the beautiful sights of the Camino. Very vivid memory of coming up on that Casona, and I saw the proprietor walking pilgrims out and pointing the way, and then she gave each of them a hug. And I thought, how beautiful is that? And this water fountain, the first place I got water. Had to put on my winter coat and have to stop here and fill up my canteen. I guess that's kind of special because the first place you get water on the Camino. Went back up that way and caught the Camino. Well, the sign implied this way, but I don't know. So we are on the correct path. A few pilgrims back there behind me. That's where we came from. So I'm really curious to see what it looks like when I walk down the other way tomorrow. Mainly because I've watched my videos over and over. I have very vivid memories of walking out that direction, catching that little bridge. So that's going to be really interesting. Wall mural looks fairly new, but even if it was old, I wouldn't have seen it because I was coming this way, looking right at that sign that says Camino de Santiago across the street. Okay, the shell, I was actually facing this way. Came up and saw, this must be the way. That sign has not been replaced. Yeah. Wow. I put my camera with the tripod right here on top of this and film myself standing over there. Just to get the ambiance of being here. Yes, terrified. I even started to develop a cold sore, which is prevalent in all those videos. I think the stress and excitement of this trip has led to a nice little cold sore right here, so that's going to get front and center on this journey. It's just kind of nice to be here in the daylight, reflect on how much fear I had. Ooh, what's this on my face? How much fear I had and how pointless it was. This is really weird because I thought that I was getting on the Camino right down here, but apparently it's not the Camino. Apparently there are just signs pointing pilgrims getting off at this train station to the Camino. And all the time I thought this was the Camino, but it's not. Here we are at the train station. I originally came down to Jose San Antonio, came over here, walked this way to the river and then went out that way. But the Camino actually goes through all of this. I remember coming out of here and it was after 8 o'clock, but it was still dark out, and I thought, what the hell's going on here? I remember right here. It's after 8 o'clock, and only now is the sun starting to come up on Sarria. It's kind of brisk out here, too.